Welcome back to another episode of my Redstone Noob to Pro series. I am Grim Falcon, and today we're looking at clocks and counters. A clock is a circuit that performs an output at designated intervals. A counter is a circuit that counts things. Observer clocks are fairly simple. This one has an observer looking at a piston. Every time it updates, it sends a 1-tick pulse to the sticky piston, so it either pushes the solid block or retracts it, depending on the block's position. When the block is in the pushed position, power moves through the solid block and powers the output. This design is just two observers looking at each other. They pass an update back and forth, and we have an output trigger to one of them. This one gives more outputs than the other one, so depending on how fast you want your clock to be, will depend on which one you'd like to use. Repeater clocks. Super simple. Literally, just a series of repeaters to build the required delay. Simple and easy, each repeater can build a delay between 1 and 4 ticks. While this is the easiest of clocks to build, the amount of repeaters needed for longer clocks does get a little bit absurd, so it also has limited uses. Probably one of the most used clocks, a hopper clock. A couple of hoppers, repeaters, sticky pistons, and a redstone block, and this is all set up. Easy to build and very versatile. If you want a longer delay, add more items. Smaller delay, take some items out. Personally, this is probably my most used clock. Next, we have counters. Dropper counters are probably the most common. Each time the circuit triggers on, it drops one item into the chest beside it. I've hooked this particular chest up to a comparator line that turns the redstone light on as the chest fills up. This design is fairly simple, but we are using a hopper instead of a dropper. To do this, we have to give it a single tick output to ensure we only drop one item on each trigger. However, this one could also be customized with longer pulses to drop more items than a single one with each trigger if you wanted to do that for some reason, whereas the dropper counter will only ever fire one item no matter how long the pulse is. This is far from a complete list of counters and clocks, but it is the basic ones. Thanks for watching, everybody. The next episode in this series will be out on January 18th, so be sure to subscribe to ensure you don't miss that. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below and I'll try to answer them the best I can. And remember, because there are always pregnant people, the average number of human skeletons per body is always higher than one.